my name is Jade and today we're going to be talking about the Paper Towns movie. I liked it. I wasn't in love with it. It wasn't, in my opinion, as good as The Fault in Our Stars. The Fault in Our Stars I loved. This Paper Towns was a book. I have a book review on it. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below. And I loved this book. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I find it hilarious and I really loved the mystery of it. I don't know, it was weird. There were just certain things about it that I think it was a very faithful adaptation, if you're gonna look at it that way. As a movie, however, the movie had some things that weren't as good as the book, so that was kind of like my main issue with it. There were just things that the book did better. Overall, I just preferred the book. It's a faithful adaptation. I just had problems with the way they translated it into film. There were some things I liked about it and there were some things I didn't like about it. Overall, I wouldn't say I have a particularly strong opinion of it. I definitely think if you haven't read the book and you're not, planning on reading, obviously I'd say read the book. But if you're not a book reader or whatever, then I guess it's okay to watch the film because it still gets out roughly the same message. I mean, lots of the messages and themes are the same. It's just that the book delved deeper into it, whereas the film is more kind of about the mystery of Margot and finding love and finding yourself, whereas the book was more about how we analyze people. We can be in love with the idea of someone rather than the actual person, which, I mean, the film did as well, but the film also, I can't remember if they actually did the whole friend situation where they were like, just because you don't like this or you don't want to do this doesn't mean we don't want to do it. And that's a big thing that happened a couple times between the friendship, and I don't think that was ever resolved. I can't remember that being in the book. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say in the non-spoiler section. Grade wise, B minus, I think. I liked the cast. I liked some parts of the script. There were just parts where it kind of seemed a little slow and not as interesting as other parts to me. But sometimes there were funny bits. Also, the book was hilarious and the film just wasn't as funny as the book. I remember laughing lots in the book. Yeah, I'm just struggling to digest it. I've been talking for 7 minutes and I've not even gotten into spoilers, so we're gonna do that now. If you have not watched this movie, then I recommend you go watch it, because otherwise I'm going to tell you everything that happens and you can't watch the movie. So, go watch the movie. Okay, let's start with the characters in the cast. In the book, Ben annoyed me a lot, I think. I just remember him annoying me because he seems like he was like cool, like he looked cool and like he spoke cool. And I imagined him like he could fit in with like the popular crowds, but he kind of had this weird humor to him and it was kind of annoying and frustrating. I loved movie Ben. He was, in my opinion, the funniest. I laughed at him the most. He would just say these little things like constantly, and I found it hilarious, which is interesting because my friend didn't really mind book Ben, but she found movie Ben to be annoying. Radar was kind of meh for me. I can remember him also being funny in the book. He had kind of moments where he made me laugh, and he had moments where he said lines that were clever, but I didn't laugh quite like I did with Ben. And Q as well. I can't remember if Q was funny or not. He was pretty funny when he was with his friends. I really liked just the three of them together. Their dialogue as the three, I think, was the best of the movie. Nat Wolff, I liked him. I don't know if it's just his resting face, but there were times where it would be serious and I thought he was smiling. I don't know if that's me. This is the only kind of time I've seen him act in like a long period. I really liked him in The Fault in Our Stars. I didn't dislike him. He just wasn't as good as I thought he would be. Margot was pretty different from the book. I can't decide how I feel about that. In the book, I hated her. She was just very attention-seeking and very spoilt, and she complained about how everyone imagined her as this like adventurous, amazing person, and that's not her. That's what she told everyone she was. That's what she made out to be. I hated her in the book. In the movie, she wasn't anywhere as near as bad. When they eventually did find Margot, I was really hoping they wouldn't change that scene, that she would still shout at them and be annoying and I wanted to slap her face. But they changed it. I mean, obviously Q got upset, but it was different from the book. I think it was a nicer ending, and like the prom, I really enjoyed the prom with the geeky dancing. I think it was a good end to the movie. The scenes with Margaret at the very beginning wasn't as adventurous or fun as I remember it being in the book, but if you haven't read the book, I don't know if you could like tell because you can't compare it to the book. Margot was played by Cara Delevingne. Her accent was, it was at times, like I remember thinking this in the trailer, at times it was kind of slow and drawn out, and it was the believable American accent. At times it was really like believable and good, and at times it was just kind of like drawn outness. It was a good accent overall. It could have been a lot worse. She was just so different to how like when I remember seeing her casting and thinking, you know what, actually that's a really cool cast, because she could totally be Margot, you know. She has that beautiful and striking but strong and defined, adventurous and playful and kind of edgy. She has it down. She just seemed quite plain compared to what I imagined her to be. I imagined her to be quite extravagant. I liked the Cara Delevingne casting. The only problem with it is I liked Margot and I didn't like her in the book. Those kind of things are the things I think annoy me the most, when you feel a way about a character and then they end up being portrayed different, so essentially it's not the same character, and then you feel a different way about them. I don't like Margot, so I shouldn't like her in the film. That's generally, I'm not saying it's Cara's fault, it's just, I just felt differently, and that's something that annoys me. I really liked the music, which is weird because normally it doesn't stick out too much. Like, it has to be pretty darn special for me to like it. What scenes did I like? I liked when they were playing the Pokemon song, when they all really got into it. And then when Radar screamed, because we heard the noise, and I wasn't, and like, it was just a shriek, and it was amazing. Ben peeing was pretty funny. I was told that the Ansel Elgort bit was really funny. It wasn't as funny as I was expecting it, but you know, it's always fun to, you know, have something like that thrown in there. I liked it when Lacey and Hugh were in the tub and they were talking at the party. I really liked that bit. I really liked Lacey in this movie. I think she irritated me at times in the book, but I really liked her in the movie, and I think she was represented really well. And oh, I found it really funny when we first saw Radar's girlfriend. Radar whisked her away and they were like, yep, good talking to you. Always a pleasure. There was a lot of kind of like narratory parts. There was that in The Fault in Our Stars. There are times where it's kind of cheesy, you know, the Lacey, Ben, Radar and his girlfriend moments were pretty cheesy. The road trip wasn't as funny. I loved the road trip, and it didn't have any of the good bits in it. I mean, I remember the peeing joke being so hilarious because it was this ongoing thing and it was like this really bigger deal, and then when he actually did like pee, it was hilarious. Another thing is that in the book, Margot's last string had snapped and it was really worrying, and there was like mention or worries about her committing suicide or her doing something extremely dangerous, and it was really intense, and there was that rush to find her and they had to find her because she was going to leave. It was really intense, whereas they're just kind of getting back for prom. It took a long period for them to actually find her. There was a lot of trial and error, and it seems like they just took the main points of finding her, the main clues and figuring out and putting one or two highs and lows, and that's the movie. It didn't feel like a lot actually happened, but at the same time it felt kind of slow, which is weird. This is all just my opinion, obviously. The character development for me wasn't great as a film, and the whole Finding Margaret thing I don't think was as intense as was in the book, and I don't think it was as exciting. But again, I'm comparing it to the book, so maybe if you were to watch this movie alone, it would be better. Do you see what I mean when I say it's a faithful adaptation? You get everything done, but it's not the same. I liked how they made sure they got in about how he's not actually in love with Margot, he's in love with the idea of her. There were a few metaphors as well about how, you know, I can't remember the grass one, I just remember loving it. And about how we look into people as mirrors rather than windows. We see what we think, we see what we want to see rather than what we actually see. But it was enjoyable. It wasn't like torture to watch. Lots of the shots were pretty cool. I liked when they were in the Sun Trust Tower and they were looking out the window and you could see their reflection in the window. It had a very urban feel to it. I believe that's the way to describe it. There were a good few funny parts and a good few touching parts, which there was in the book. The book was really touching and it was really funny. Lots of it just felt the same as the book, you know, the beginning with the pranks and the finding Margot and then the road trip. It felt the same, but muted. I could have probably done with it being longer. I don't know how long it actually is. I'll put it here. I could have done with more of it. I could have done with that road trip being longer. Yeah, I think B- is a fair rating. And my friend really liked it though, so it's not a bad movie at all. The song that was played during the credits is To the Top by Twin Shadow. which is an awesome song. On the soundtrack they have Smile by Mickey Echo, and I really love that song. It was in the trailer, but it wasn't in the movie. I was expecting it to be in the movie. There's also a scene in the trailer where they're all dancing in the car, and that didn't happen. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome morning, afternoon, evening / night. My name's Jade. I hope I'll see you again next time. Bye.